Hey Clashers, a lot of you were asking me in the comments if I could do more Super Bowlers, so I thought let's do a Super Bowler themed Clan War League day, because this means I can more specifically explain what my thoughts are going into attacks like these. I will do 3 attacks, I will explain why I'm doing certain things. So let's start things off with the first one, where on this base I would like to go with the Record Super Bowlers. The reason why I go with the Record Super Bowlers is because I would like to somehow cut the ring, which means I want to somehow make sure that I control where my troops are going. For that, I need to really get a really deep funnel, and this is only possible with the Queen because she deals more damage than the Warden. A Warden to take all of this out would take way too much time. So with that, we're doing the Queen right there, then we're recording the Queen to the outside and adding our smash into this part. Because we have taken down the top left side, the troops can only go towards the bottom side where we're going to jump them in, and the pathing should be perfect into the back end. We have a siege barracks on the outside to push all of this around, and then we can add the royal gem at some point. I would speculate that the Tesla farm is around here. And with that being said, let's dive in and let's hopefully collect a 3-star so I can showcase you how it's done with the Super Bowlers. Okay, as I said, we have to take down this top side. For that, we have to be quick with the wall breaks and the placement in the beginning, because otherwise there might be too much damage and we're losing that Queen ability early on. So, Queen, everything has to be really quick. So, Queen, wall break, Testoon, 4 of those, and then the healers in just, or like then the rage in just a second. Otherwise, we're looking really good. I mean, no big surprises so far, which is exactly what we're hoping for. Now the rage to keep my Queen alive. If you have to invest something like Queen ability, invisibility or something, it's totally fine. Like, don't be too panicked about that. Don't be too afraid to use some resources. Next thing at this point, just let the Queen work. And as I said, if we would have done this with the Warden, this would have taken way too long. And we might even be able, that's something which I see right now, we might be even able to trigger the Poison Tower, which is another objective which we can take down with this one. Select the correct siege. We have the Ground Warden already. As soon as the Poison Tower is going to trigger, let's recall that Queen to the outside. And there we go. Warden getting added. Then we can use the Ice Golems. Like that, like that. Yeti in here, Titan, everything, healers, wall break. Things are looking pretty good. If I lose my king early on, that's not the end of the world, it's fine. Should be alright. We can use the jump around this area of the base. Use the first rage. Titan is dealing with the hound, perfect. King already died, which is not optimal, let's be honest. But I think it was okay for us on this specific case. So Town Hall is active. Again, that should be alright. Let's freeze that quickly so we're not losing too many troops. Let's add another race. The Queen is already going for the Town Hall right away. The Warden, though, is not really following, which is kind of sad. Let's hope. Yeah, now the Warden is followed, which is good for us. When do we use the Warden ability is the question. I mean, at this point, we don't really have to use it just yet. We can still delay it a little bit longer. Maybe now use the Warden ability to protect everything for the back end. We can use our cleanup troops. And you can see already by now, we were able to control the pathing of our troops perfectly. The Tesla farm is kind of as expected. Queen ability now to get that out. And as I said, creating the pathing, controlling where your troops are going and not having a mess of like troops are going everywhere. This is the key to not only Super Bowlers, but to most of those attack strategies out there. It is such an important thing. Roger ability now to clear out the next couple of buildings, which means there's only the last couple of buildings left. Oh, there's another trap. Let's try to lure it to the top side. And let's hope that it's going to be enough to 3-star as it should be. And in the end, it got way closer with all of those traps on the outside. But hey, it doesn't matter, a triple is a triple, that's all what we care for. Nothing at the corners left, so that's perfect. I have nothing to place at this point, and that's going to be a perfect attack for us. A perfect attack to showcase why those Super Bowlers are just so strong and what you have to look for. But now, let's take a look at a strategy or attack where you have no recall. So with our next attack, we're going versus this number 9. So on this base, again, anything can work, but I'm deciding to go with the regular Super Bowlers. Why do I do that? I would like to walk around here. I would like to enter next to the Town Hall. The reason why is because, as I said, it's all about pathing. If we enter from the far other side, it is really risky in this huge core to have troops splitting things up, and the Town Hall on the back end is It can work, but it has a certain risk to it. So instead, if there's such a big core, to have a way better control, instead we're just entering from this compartment and having a blimp or something taking down the town hall. On this one, we have the town hall and the monolith really close by. So I'm going to try to use the queen to tank, to get that blimp in here to hopefully take down both of those buildings. Then we're going to have our smash in here. King is funneling the outside. We can do a wall break here, so the king is just going around the outside, and we have the super bowlers then jumping to the core. At this point, it's completely fine if they're splitting up, because there is no town hall on the back end, which gives you another star. This time around, it's fine if they're splitting up, vulnerability for the core, and hopefully to get another 3-star. Everything relies obviously on the blimp, but for that, we just have a try. Just going to give it a try and see how it works. We have everything set. We have everything ready. Let's go in and let's hope for a nice 3-star for us. So, as we said, starting things off, picking the correct sieges and stuff. Normally, when you're doing queen charge like that and you have no recall, a lot of times you can add the warden early on. On this one, we can't, because the warden might follow those yetis into the base, and that would be not optimal. So as soon as the yetis are down, that's where we can use the warden on the queen and help her a little bit. I would expect as well a lot of Tesla down here, so we have to be careful. We can use 5 healers. No Tesla, surprisingly, so we're going kind of heavy on the balloons here to make sure everything is getting triggered. So far, so good. Nothing crazy. Rage it up. Open the blimp. So hopefully we get that town hall quickly with the sneaky goblins there. We're getting that really quick. Now we have to make sure that we're not losing the queen ability. At this point, let's just let her decide whichever way she wants to go. Like, she's completely on her own here. She can decide whatever she wants to do. Wall break here. Wall break there, as we have already said. Queen seems to go for the bottom side. That's totally fine. Add that warden. Titan. You can add a Yeti here, balloons, bowlers, everything, even the headhunter as well. Healers are under fire, which is not optimal, but hey, let's just rage things up so we're getting in there quickly. And with that being said, we should have a really nice opening with the king funneling the outside with everything going in. Just at this point, just keep raging everything. That's pretty much what you're looking for. Warden ability now to protect that Titan a little bit longer. That's always nice. We can add the Roy Gem on the outside as well. Rage another time with a couple of more freezes. Let's just use those to keep our troops alive for as long as possible. Boulder bounces are going everywhere. Let's use another freeze. And we can even distract on the back end with our skeleton spill. And you can see this base just within seconds disappeared completely, because we had not to worry about the town hall. This is like what this is all about then. And we have the Royal Champ going. We can add some cleanup on the outside. Even Bay Dragon right here. And I mean, there's no base left to worry about at this point anymore. And this is such an important thing if you want to do those nice little smash attacks. We have the queen with her ability. We can add another wizard down here. We can wall break her to the outside again. Place more cleanup. And this base is just completely done. And those are really the approaches you're looking for with Super Bowlers. It's all about the pathing. It's all about the control. I know I will say this multiple times over this video, but I feel like a lot of people are always like, oh, wait, it's a ring base. Let's just spam everything into the middle. Wait, why is this not working? Like, there's a lot of things going into Clash of Clans, and funneling and having your troops under control is the most important thing in any strategy, but especially in the Super Bowlers or things where things can get messy. That's where it's really going to be important to have everything under control, control your troops where they're going, and when you could do that, then your attack's looking like this. Okay, now back to the birthday clan, where things are looking pretty good overall for us in this week, but let's double check the next base. On this one, which is one of my bases, it's all about setting up the pathing again for the Super Bowlers. As I told you, I will say this multiple times over this video. I'm sorry for that, but this is just how important it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to warden walk this top side, something like this. At the same time, we can use the Flame Flinger to take down this entire far right side. And by now you can already see what I'm going to go, right? Like where I'm going to go, right? Then the queen at the top side with the smash in here. They hopefully would stay to this side. We circle around the town hall, get all of that out. We can have the Yetis and the Royal Champ push around the bottom side. And with that, hopefully we get a nice 3-star. That's pretty much it. And I think we should just go in and make sure that we're getting this eagle and setting up the pathing for our Super Bowler smash. So you might ask yourself now, why do we not do a like queen charge, for example, with the recoil spell. That should work as well, but I feel like we're not going for that much and there are not that many storages. So we're not like having to invest that heavily for something which is more on the time side, because this is when and why you're doing the queen charge, because it's faster. But when you can do the one walk, which is way more relaxing, and it's not as quick, but it gets the job done and you do not have to invest any more resources and everything into that. So with that being said, let's add a wizard at the top side and things look already great. Let's double check if there's any traps. It looks like it is not. So let's start the flinker on the far right side, and as soon as the mortar is getting targeted, that's when we're going to do the next thing, which is the Yeti to tank for that. At this point we're looking good. I want to get the eagle eventually, that's our big goal, but right now we can just use the Yeti to tank. Perfect. Now let's go back here. The Royal Champion is going in. I would like to take that out. I will invest for sure rage just to speed things up, because as I said, time is always a factor. But with this one, I think so far we're looking pretty good. Let's add the rage. The flinger is keep funneling, getting that as well. And now we're adding or taking down the defending Royal Champ. I would like to get the Eagle next, defending Royal Champion building as well. But things looking already great. I mean, things looking really good. Only time being a different or like being an important thing at this point. So let's get things started. As soon as that Eagle is going down, I will take down that building as well. Now the Queen. Perfect. Now the King. Wall break. The Ice Golems. Everything in here. Test loons. Next wall break to get everything into that compartment. And by now you can already see the pathing is set. The funnel is done. And we're now just here to get everything into the space, into the core, and take everything hopefully out. So Black Mass are getting triggered. Right, Super Bowlers are doing their job. One ability right now to protect the one Super Bowler. And now we have to push through everything. So with the Ice Golems coming in, hopefully this is not going to mess things up too bad. We can add the Royal Gem at the top side. So let's use the freeze right here. Use the jump towards the back end, Queen ability. And by the way, this is not looking good at all. Like, not gonna lie, this is not looking good at all. This back end is not what I was expecting. And normally this is always an easy 3-star versus this type of base with the pathing we're able to create. But this time around, it is looking really bad for us. I think the main issue here for us, and that's I think the next thing we can possibly do, is identify what we have done wrong, is we should have maybe done the recall approach, because I would have gotten more biddings from this top side, especially the other scatter shot. And that would have, like, what that would have done is that with taking the scatter shot, the bowlers would have actually stick to the wall to the right side here, which would have been clutch to make sure that we're getting the pathing even better set. And that's something we have not gotten. The troops were going for the scatter, we're going through the Town of Poison, and this is, as I said, something you have to keep in mind when doing those attacks. And this is for sure something I could have done better, or planning-wise I could have done better, and this is why this attack, for example, failed. So it's perfectly showcasing, even though it's not like perfect for me because I failed, but it's perfectly showcasing how important it is to set up this pathing, set up this funneling to even inside that core, which we have done earlier in our attacks. This time around, we should have invested the recall, we should have invested that spell to make sure that the pathing is even better, because we have not really invested all of the other spells, right? So the spells were not the problem, and this is where the recall spell is coming in handy. So we should have invested the recall. It would have been better for sure. Overall, great adjustments though by this guy with putting the clank cards on the other side. That's working way better, to be honest. And well, I hope you enjoyed this video, me talking a little more about approaches with the Super Bowlers, what you should do, what you should not do, which you have just watched. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I wish you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.